Hello there. If you're interested in delving into more classic films to broaden your horizons a bit, then there is the perfect channel for you. It's respectful of these earlier films, presenting them in the most appropriate way possible. This is none other than Turner Classic Movies. The idea basically came from Ted Turner's then recent purchase of the classic MGM library, and much like Cartoon Network was created to air the great cartoons he had acquired, TCM was made to showcase these wonderful films to the world. Launched on April 14, 1994 with a showing of Gone with the Wind, TCM is very caring about the films they show. They are presented in the original aspect ratio as the director intended, completely uncut with no interruptions. They even occasionally run this short featurette on the importance of preserving the films the way they were shot, and it actually has the power to turn people away from pan and scan forever.
Take a film like Ben-Hur, the William Wyler film. The chariot sequence is one of the greatest action sequences ever done in movies. Ben-Hur is driving 4 horses. Very often you'll find that there'll only be 2 in the frame. You lose the effect of all the stunt work in that sequence, which is one of the great climactic sequences in all of cinema. It's reduced to a confused blur.
I get the heebie-jeebies thinking about Ben-Hur panned and scanned. It isn't Ben-Hur, it becomes a whole movie.
Another great aspect is the use of programming blocks, where the primetime hours are devoted to a specific subject, whether it's silent films or the work of a specific actor or director. In fact, during this month of September, TCM is devoting every Sunday to only showing Alfred Hitchcock films. So this is your chance to catch up on great flicks like Vertigo, North by Northwest, and Psycho, if you haven't already seen them. Meanwhile, in February, they only air films that have been nominated for Academy Awards in celebration of that month's Oscar ceremony.
Proszę, proszę.
In addition to screening widely seen classics like Casablanca and Singin' in the Rain, TCM will even occasionally air films not yet released on DVD or are only available in their special archive collection, so it's good to keep your eye on the schedule for that rare film that might pop up. In between the features is also devoted to showing short subjects and occasional little documentary on a certain topic or person. They even play the entire theatrical trailer for an upcoming airing rather than doing a quick 30-second promo. That's support for the classics right there. Prior to and following almost every showing, hosts Robert Osborne or Ben Mankiewicz come out to discuss the historical importance of each film, to put them into context, and it's a great way to get you excited for the main feature. Even Bill Hader has a weekly segment called Essentials Junior, which is meant to introduce younger audiences to some classics. And this can vary from family pictures to even works like The Great Escape.
It was hot, rained every day, and just about everyone in the cast and crew got horribly sick. Everyone, that is, except Humphrey Bogart and director John Huston. It was widely assumed that their massive intake of alcohol in the evenings after production wrapped kept the mosquitoes, and the fever the mosquitoes carried, away.
Occasionally they will bring in guest hosts to further discuss the films. A number of years back, Pixar head John Lasseter was invited to discuss the works of Studio Ghibli, when TCM ran a marathon of those films.
And what's interesting is Hayao Miyazaki has a reason for making every one of his films.
Right.
And the reason for making Spirited Away is that he has a dear friend who has a young daughter, early teens.
Right.
And he sat and watched this girl and all her friends, and they were the most apathetic group of people he'd ever seen. They just didn't care about anything.
Right, sure.
And he was like, he saw this and he goes, I want to make a film for these girls.
And very recently, famed animation historian Jerry Beck was invited to discuss restored prints of Fleischer Brothers features, such as Gulliver's Travels, and the television premiere of a particularly little-seen gem, Mr. Bug Goes to Town, which still has not got an official Region 1 DVD release from Paramount.
It was released the same week as Pearl Harbor,
It opened in December 1941, and with great expectations. Unfortunately, no one was in the mood to go see an animated musical at that point, and it didn't do well. Let's put it that way.
So if you're in the mood to watch something and you're not sure what, tune into Turner Classic Movies and see what they have in store. I know I've seen many great films just looking upon their schedule for the day, and their respect for the art, history, and preservation of film is certainly enough to gain my admiration for the channel. Now, if you excuse me, George Stevens' Giant is going to start showing a bit, so I'll see you next time.
Look how she moves.